Hello, Glee fans. This is Seamus Kelly, video producer for the Towerlight, here with your Opinionated Glee review of, well, Glee wasn't on this week, again, but a few of you, well, mostly one person, asked me questions, which I have right here. So if I happen to look at this, I'm not being unprofessional, I'm just establishing the fact that I have this right now. You guys asked me questions for me to answer about the show, and since it's not on next week, ask me more questions, please. I need something to talk about because you guys are awesome and I love talking to people. Okay, so the first question is, why is Klaine, otherwise known as Kurt and Blaine pairing, why is it your favorite? Well, it's gay. That's the first one. It's gay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the other pairings on the show. I do like a few of the other pairings on the show, but just the Kurt and Blaine stuff has been getting a lot of attention, not only because it's fairly revolutionary for television to have two gay dudes, just especially in high school, just being a couple. That's really great to see. And it's just both the actors, Darren Criss and Chris Colfer, who play, Blaine and Kurt respectively, are just phenomenal. They both have great voices. They have delightful chemistry. And I love that Darren Criss is straight, but he's totally awesome playing a gay dude, which is, you think that's not much, but in this day and age, it's still pretty revolutionary. And that's what I like about it. And it's adorable and it's cute. And I kind of do like little fangirly moments while I watch the show. It's pretty great. The next one is, what is the biggest plot inconsistency that you can't forgive? That's the problem with a show like Glee, because there's a lot of plot inconsistencies. They really need an internal continuity checker. Someone who basically looks over episodes and say, did we already talk about this before? Did we do this? Did we do that? Honestly, it's the biggest continuity thing is just that the school still hates them. It kind of amazes me that the school is still making fun of these kids and the school doesn't do anything about it. So I guess that's less of a continuity thing and more just a writing thing. A lot of it is down to the writing, is that they can't decide whether the kids in the school hate the Glee Club. They can't decide if they like them. Like in the football episode, we love it. It was the Super Bowl episode. We love the Glee Club. They're so great. And then they just go back to hating them the next week. I mean, I guess that is sort of like the fickle high school thing going on, but still. Oh, and also Sue, I know I've touched on this before. They can't decide if she's evil or good or both or not any. It just... that inconsistency gets to me, because when the writers want her to be evil, she's evil. But she's got to be sympathetic sometimes, otherwise she's completely evil. So, not a fan of that. Next up, thoughts on the many Glee Project winners in the show. Look, I know I didn't watch the Glee Project, but I assume they're all very talented people. Whether they're all nice people, well, the Glee Project showed that. But the thing is that I've talked so much on this show about how they already have too many characters, how they can barely, balance all the plot lines, how they barely do anything with, say, Tina, who is, a main character. And now they're adding all these other characters in. I mean, the Glee Project was a rating stunt. Oxygen needed viewers, so they basically paired up. They were going to do something like that after the first season, but I guess they didn't want to. But now they can. But it's just like a ratings grab. And while adding all these characters in, if they are just there for like the 7 or 8 episodes they're scheduled for, I mean, that's already a problem, but if they keep staying after that because they could be popular, we already have too many characters. You got rid of one character. Well, sort of two. You sort of got rid of Zaises and you got rid of Sam. But you made Mike Chang a main character now. You're paying him as a main character. Same thing with Blaine, so they're going to be showing them more. I don't understand why you need more characters. Like, I liked the one thing in the very first episode, or maybe it was the second episode of the season, where Kurt and Rachel went to that tryout or whatever thing, and there was a girl there, and she was apparently from the Glee Project. That sort of thing was completely fine, because it was just that sort of plot line would have happened anyway, and it was one episode, not a big deal. But if you're introducing a character for a long arc, oh, Glee. Next question is, why is Glee on Fox? Because we all know about Fox and its rather more conservative bent in terms of news, and by that we mean extremely conservative. So why is something like Glee, which is very progressive and, has lots of gays on it, why is that on Fox? Well, I'm just guessing here. I'm not an authority on this, and I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there. And if you are that person who knows more, comment and let me know, and I'll make a correction in the next video. But my guess is just that the Fox TV department, like their drama, series department, is much different than their news department. And not only that, think back to the first season of Glee. It had Kurt, and the stuff was, the show had a lot of gay and, very like more liberal content. But as the show got popular, they just started doing more and more and more. And that's the thing is, the show makes money for Fox. It makes them hand over fist in terms of songs and DVD sales and now concerts. They're basically letting Glee do pretty much whatever they want because it makes them money. It gets them so much press for having stuff like Kurt and Blaine and Brittany and Santana and just all the other plot lines. It gives them money. And if something sells, they will keep making it. That's the entertainment industry, folks. And then, this wasn't really a question, but someone commented on the fact that Rachel and Finn are going to have sex. Ew. No, not really, actually. Like, I always talk about how much I don't like Rachel, but I actually really like Finn and that he is an idiot. But I know people who act exactly like Finn. He is a very stereotypical high school student, even though the guy who plays Finn is like 30. But they seem like real people. And I don't like Rachel not because, her character is poorly written. It's that she's written completely realistically. I just don't like that kind of person. But I know I'm not supposed to. It doesn't have anything to do with her writing. She's actually one of the more fairly consistent characters, for Glee anyway. So that's pretty much it for this week. This is probably a shorter video than we're all used to, but when Glee comes back, which is, God, is it the beginning of November? I don't even remember at this point. I will be talking about it again. If you have more questions, please ask. I need something to talk about. If not, I'll figure out something to talk about. Something that will get me loads of hits. I'll talk more about Kurt and Blaine. Maybe I should write some fan fiction and dramatically read it on air.